time and space, but it's never broken. It stitches together the stories of our people, the memories that we share, the cultural memories that we share, the traditions. So that is my purpose as a muralist. If you go to my artist bio on Instagram, I recently changed my bio into #purpose-driven muralist, which is a bit cringe, but I really think that it's my purpose and no one's gonna stop me. So yeah, so I should change my LinkedIn to purpose-driven muralist. So yeah, that's the story of the red thread, and that red thread started in 2017 while I was still in college. I was an art student in the University of the Philippines, Baguio. I was born in Tarlac City. It is part of the Luzon area. It's a northern Luzon area in the Philippines, and it's just like upper area where the rice fields are. So I was born there, and then I moved to this little bit of a big city. It's not a big city, but I was born in a provincial area, very rural, carabaos, rice fields, you name it. And then I moved to this little city called Baguio City, and it opened my eyes about how people there live differently. I grew up in a very Catholic household, and in Baguio City, in the Cordillera region, they practice a different form of religion, and also it's like a combination of both Catholicism, animistic viewpoints. So we're very much people there. The Cordillerans are still, embracing their indigenous traditions. So that opened my eyes how the presence of people there, there's a bigger world out in my rural hometown. And then that you can see, we can do some next. So it's the red threads. Before the red thread, I did a little bit of graffiti, a little bit of illegality in my work. It's a traditional tattoo from the Kalingas. It's called the Ginayaman tattoo. It's actually, the mambabatoks, the traditional tapping ink. So it's a traditional tattoo in the Cordilleras, and I started, it was at 2 a.m. While I'm trying to conceptualize about my thesis project. What am I gonna do? I wanna do street art. Because street art is something very distant in the Philippines. It's not a usual thing that you'll see in the streets. And I wanted to bring it to the people. Because as a person who grew up in a small town, I went to Manila, the first ever big city that I visited, and I saw murals that changed my life. And when I saw that mural in Bonifacio Global City in Manila, I saw, okay, that piece of big art really made an impact in me, and I wanted to do that in my little town. So what I did at 2 a.m., I got up, and I have a black paint with me and a square brush. And what I did was I just started doing it at night, in the middle of the night, with a hoodie. And I had a little face mask, so to cover my face. Yeah, just so illegal. But so I wanted to do that for my thesis. And the way I did it, there was a van that's covering the wall. So I had to do that big graffiti. So that symbol represents connection, movement. And next, so what I did, I scattered 10 pieces of that centipede in my neighborhood. And at the end of the road, it connects that big piece, and it's like part of this visual perception called Gestalt's theory of visual perception. So I wanted to prove that in a public sphere because it's very utilized in design theories, like in branding, in graphic design. But how will you use it in a public setting in street art? So I wanted to portray that theory, and so it happened. I interviewed people around the neighborhood if they saw anything new around town, and they said, there's this graffiti, maybe some cult is forming in the neighborhood. So that's like one of their perceptions. But the good thing is, I saw something that is worth magnifying, which is a street art hunt. And now it evolved into a red thread. That emblem evolved into a red thread, and I said to myself, I wanted to portray people because I've always wanted to paint people. So that's one of my first mural. It's not a mural. I didn't ask for permission. Actually, the wall owner was so upset with me because I started painting over her wall, and but then we became friends after that because people started noticing the movement of the people because it's like interconnected journey of a person. That person is an Ibaloy woman, one of the indigenous ethno-linguistic groups in the region. So yeah, you'll see them, she's just being on a journey of her self-discovery. She's in a traditional attire. Next, please. And so it became like a series, like with different people. I paint the different stories of the people. These are my friends from Cordilleras, and they agreed to be part of the journey of the thread. So that thread became like the connecting, the unifying element in all of the murals that I did. So people started following that, and that's it. And it became like a huge mural. That's my actual big, like, with permission, yeah, and funding. With permission and funding. So this is basically featuring the different kinds of ethno-linguistic groups that we have in the Cordilleras, and that became a tourist destination. It no longer is there in the Philippines because of they need to waterproof the building because the structural integrity in Philippines is questionable most of the time, so murals don't last there. Next. So that was 2020. And then it became like a big weaving in my canvas pieces, the red thread. So in here, in this piece, I also explored how does the red thread weave the community of us, like us as individuals, how does it weave? So here, the title is Selves in Time, on how it features how we as individuals are a community, are a set of individuals throughout space and time, and so that's how it is, it weaves it. And next, so that too, same thing. We can keep next thing. So here, in this particular piece, in this particular street art, one of like, because I keep questioning the importance of street art, I mean public art, murals. I keep questioning what's the significance of it, and I saw this alley in our hometown, and it's underutilized, and it smells like rat. It smells like rat piss. It smells like, it's not where you want to walk. No. But the biggest thing about Philippines right now is how do you promote sustainable tourism? How do you make people walk? How do you make them interact with the environment as tourists? So I introduced Sining Esquinito, which is a kind of like what's been happening with Hiccup and activating spaces. But since I told you before, in Philippines, not much has been happening about public art. And this is pretty much it. I invited local artists and local government units to be part of a celebration to like reactivate the space and make it more beautiful. And so before, this wasn't paved. Before, it was like dirt road. No, and this is pretty much in a nutshell the significance of street art. It really helps. It really helps the community. So I am a big supporter of that. And yeah, we can next. Yeah, go to the U.S. part. Why am I here? I've been here for 2 years. I've been here in the U.S. for 2 years, and that red thread found its new weft to the U.S. tapestry, and this is my first mural in San Francisco. It's a 2,500 square foot mural, and it's basically about the contributions of the migrant communities, and it's been great. It's been a great journey.
You and I met while you were here in the U.S.
Yeah.
2 years ago, right?
Yes.
2 years
When
ago.
Emma and I met, we were in a small show in New York City, in Queens,
Yeah.
and then she wrote about me, and that's when I came back here because of that connection. So I've been like weaving that red thread to different communities and making public art in different communities, and maybe we can next. So different types of canvas works, see the red thread. This is part of the Filipino-American tapestry. This is my boyfriend. So and this was recent. This was last month in Michigan. So that's also part of the journey of the red thread, is to discover the connection, that once started as a very local emblem, and now it's like weaved into a new international connection, and which is, and this one's a small town in the Midwest, in Cairo, Michigan, and it's just so beautiful that red thread has found its connection, and how people in that locality, they were able to like discover that, okay, they are part of something bigger than themselves. They're part of this huge worldly human fabric, and that in a small town in Cairo, they are able to like be part of the weft. So that's it. That's it. That's in Flint. It's great. That's not me, by the way. People kept saying it's me. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.